We have heard this phrase, defunding police. It apparently means different things to different people. Give me a sense of what that actually may mean and what implications it may have for common, ordinary citizens.
Great questions, Jeff, because when ordinary citizens hear a movement to defund police, that strikes fear into normal, ordinary, law-abiding citizens. What would that mean? That when you hear glass breaking downstairs in the middle of the night and somebody is breaking into your house and you have your family and your kids asleep, that there won't be anybody on the other end of 911 anymore? No, that's not what it means. What they're talking about, most of them, certainly there are some fringe elements that would rather have a lawless society where vigilantes mete out justice. But most people look at this movement as a movement to look at, can we do better in terms of how we're funding police departments? In other words, can some of the money we're using to buy them the latest and greatest military weapons be invested into the communities they protect and serve? Mental health, jobs, education, the kinds of things that might reduce crime to begin with. That's what they're looking at. They're also looking at, do we have police officers doing the jobs of mental health professionals for which they're not qualified? Are they going to school disputes and where you wouldn't necessarily benefit from having somebody show up with a gun? So those are the kind of things we're looking at. Transparency in the way that police departments are running. It's a very local issue, Jeff, jurisdiction to jurisdiction, community to community. But that is by and large what most people are talking about when they talk about defunding police.
We had the new Waterloo police chief here on the air last week, and he said police these days are like the Swiss Army knife of social services, as opposed to simply fighting crime. And that's to your point. We're expecting so much more of our public schools, of our police, of all of our social services, and we may be stuck in old ways of doing things or old funding when we need to have retraining and perhaps a redeployment of resources.
I love that analogy, Jeff. That's a very wise analogy because it shouldn't be that way. We should take a closer look. And police officers themselves, they don't want to be wearing all those hats. That's not why they went to the police academy, to be mental health professionals and resolve school disputes. I mean, they probably are tired of doing that with their own kids. They have to also want to have this streamlined system that many of these calls for action would like to achieve, where police officers do their jobs, other mental health professionals do their jobs, and money is allocated where it belongs, not necessarily in the wrong places. That's what a lot of maybe we should say it's a refund police movement instead of a defund police movement.
Perfect way to end. Thank you much as always.
Thank you, Jeff. See you next time.
All right.